Hi everyone, we are back for another set of chapters from the book The Good Garden, How One Family Went from Hunger to Having Enough. Last time we read a couple of chapters and we learned that Maria and her family farm in Honduras, and we learned that their crop season this year isn't going too well, so Papa has to leave to get some more seeds because they need to eat the seeds instead of saving them for next year. So we start today with the chapter Opening Minds. The wind pulls at Maria Luz's hair as she walks to school. The dry season has set in, and there's dust in the air and wispy clouds high above. As she walks, she thinks of her father in the highlands. He has been gone for 3 months now. Could he be looking at the same clouds? The village school has just one room for all 80 students. It is crowded and dark. Maria Luz slides onto a bench beside her amigo, Alfredo Gonzalez. This year, the students have a surprise, a new teacher. His name, he tells them, is Don Pedro Morales. He is not much taller than Maria Cruz, but he has big ideas. The first week, Don Pedro teaches his students how to make windows. This school is good for bats and owls, but not for children, he exclaims, flapping his arms. Soon there's daylight streaming into the classroom, making it easier for Maria Luz and the others to read and write. After class, Don Pedro picks up a hoe and climbs up the low hill behind the school. Maria Luz is curious. "Are you making a garden?" she asks. Don Pedro nods. "Well, it will not grow much." She tells him of her garden and how the land has gone bad. Don Pedro stops his hoeing. Then, "There's only one solution, señorita. We must feed the soil and make it good again." I wonder what they're going to feed the soil. What do you think? All right, feeding the soil. Don Pedro heaps up old leaves, corn husks, and bean pods. Maria Luz has watched her father do the same, then burn this waste. But Don Pedro does not burn it. He says he's making food for the soil instead. He covers the pile with a big piece of plastic. With the help of worms and grubs, he explains, the old plants will break down into food for the soil called compost. Ooh. Don Pedro asks Maria Luz to stir the compost every day with a stick and make sure it stays damp. He will collect manure from the school's chicken coop and add it to the pile. "Our soil will have a feast," he says. "Sí, laughs Alfredo, who is passing by. "Maria Luz will make dirt soup." But Maria Luz just smiles. She stirs the compost and imagines Papa's eating his plantains, tortillas, beans, and cream. Can a garden have a favorite meal, too? Shaping the land. Don Pedro's next gardening project is a big one. Maria Luz watches as he shovels the soil into giant steps he calls terraces. They rise like a staircase up the hill behind the school. That's this part. Many people in town come to see the spectacle. Some of them point and shake their heads, but they listen when Don Pedro explains that the terraces make flat surfaces for planting and keep the soil from washing downhill with the rains. On the side of each step, he plants vines and grass to hold the terrace in place. Don Pedro mixes rich compost into the soil, then pokes holes in the terraces and plants his seeds. The campesinos nod and whisper but fall silent when the maestro plants marigolds in rows beside the seeds. He has gone loco, they wonder. "It may look crazy," laughs Don Pedro, "but the marigolds will keep the insects away." Over the next few days, more and more families come by to watch and learn. Some ask Don Pedro how to make terraces. Others ask Maria Luz how to make compost. Still others admire the marigolds, which Don Pedro calls the smiles of the soil. Everyone is wondering the same thing. Could these new ideas help their gardens too? But it's too late for one family. Alfredo's parents have run out of corn, and the coyote will not lend them more. They must leave their land and go to live with relatives. Maria Luz waves sadly to Alfredo as he helps his family carry off their belongings. Maria Luz knows the same thing could happen to her family and to many other families in the village. Okay, we're going to stop here, and we will pick this back up in another episode.